Caribbean has faced powerful storms before, but none like this. Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica with catastrophic force. Winds screamed at 185 miles per hour, approximately 295 kilometers per hour, while central pressure plunged to 892 millibars. Meteorologists declared it a monster without precedent, the strongest storm ever recorded to strike the island. For a week, Jamaica's government urged evacuations, opening 130-plus shelters and warning 2.8 million people. Yet thousands still stayed behind. Hesitation lingered for many reasons. Some families feared looters might raid their homes if they left. Farmers clung to livestock, unwilling to abandon their fields. Others prayed their homes could endure the storm. In the end, only a fraction of those most at risk evacuated.
It's getting worse now. It's getting way worse.
When Melissa's massive eye wall slammed into Jamaica's south coast near New Hope, the entire island shook. The storm's diameter stretched wider than Jamaica itself, ensuring no parish would be spared. The impact was not one single strike, but hours of violent winds, unrelenting rain, and thunderous surf. It was a sustained assault unlike anything the country had ever endured. A 13-foot, 4-meter storm surge crashed ashore, drowning entire coastal blocks. Waves ripped through fishing villages, dragging vehicles into the sea. Port Royal, once known for withstanding pirates and earthquakes, saw its narrow streets swallowed by water. In moments, history was repeating itself as floodwaters surged inland. Flooding quickly grew catastrophic. St. Elizabeth Parish was described as underwater, with homes, schools, and even hospitals submerged. In Clarendon, farmland vanished beneath brown floodwaters. Goats, cattle, and chickens floated away. In Kingston, runways were submerged, roads became rivers, and skyscraper glass shattered, raining shards onto deserted streets. Melissa poured more than 30 inches, 76 centimeters, of rain in less than 24 hours. Rivers transformed into raging torrents, bursting their banks and sweeping away bridges. In the Blue Mountains, landslides buried roads, cutting off entire communities. A teacher in St. Thomas sent one last radio call. "We are trapped. The road is gone." Then silence. midday, the island fell into darkness. Over 530,000 homes lost power within hours, leaving families in fear. Cell towers collapsed, cutting communications across parishes. Hospitals shifted patients into corridors as glass shattered, and generators sputtered on dwindling fuel. Doctors warned, if supplies don't arrive soon, lives will be lost even inside shelters. Official reports confirmed at least 3 deaths in Jamaica and 7 across the region. Rescue crews feared the toll would rise as they battled floodwaters and blocked roads. More than 15,000 people crowded into emergency shelters, clutching children and belongings. All night, they listened to winds that roared like freight trains tearing the sky apart. Jamaica's economy now lies shattered. Tourism, the island's lifeblood, is devastated. Beaches erased, hotels ruined, and airports crippled. Agriculture has been flattened, with banana groves, sugarcane fields, and livestock destroyed. Roads cracked, power lines snapped, and unstable mountainsides threatened further landslides. Economists warn the financial losses will echo for years.
Fly.
Rescue efforts faced impossible odds. Coast Guard vessels fought monstrous waves, but failed to dock where aid was needed. Helicopters circled overhead, unable to land in the violent crosswinds. The island was cut into fragments. Towns turned into isolated islands within the island. For many, help was simply out of reach. In St. Elizabeth, families crowded into schoolhouses converted to shelters. Children pressed their hands against rattling windows while teachers tried to distract them with songs. In Clarendon, farmers watched their livelihoods disappear beneath murky floodwaters. In Kingston, candlelight flickered inside powerless homes as skyscraper glass rained down outside. Across the island, voices rose in prayer. Churches, mosques, and community centers became sanctuaries of hope and survival. Parents whispered stories to calm frightened children by candlelight. An elderly man summed it up. "We have survived hurricanes before, but never like this." It feels as if the island itself is breaking apart. Aid agencies prepared to mobilize, but logistics were a nightmare. Roads were gone, bridges destroyed, and harbors clogged with debris. Relief ships waited offshore, unable to dock. Global leaders offered words of support, but Jamaicans knew the true struggle would be fought in the mud, the darkness, and the rebuilding ahead.
Way back.
So I put the phone same way?
Way back.
Scientists pointed to a troubling reality. The Caribbean Sea was warmer than ever recorded, fueling Melissa's explosive growth. Weak steering currents allowed it to linger and expand unchecked. This is climate change in real time. One climatologist warned, Category 5 hurricanes, once rare, could soon become the new normal. As Melissa moved north, 500,000 Cubans evacuated inland. The Bahamas declared a state of emergency as the monster storm advanced. For Jamaica, however, the ordeal was not yet over. Even as winds passed, floods remained, landslides continued, and powerless nights dragged on in silence. And still, amid devastation, courage shone through. Neighbors linked arms to carry the elderly through waist-deep water. Fishermen tied boats together, creating makeshift rafts to ferry children. Doctors worked without rest, stitching wounds and treating fevers under lantern light. Melissa broke walls, but it could not break Jamaica's spirit. Hurricane Melissa will not be remembered only for its numbers: 185-mile-per-hour winds, a 13-foot surge, and 530,000 homes without power. It will be remembered for the floods that drowned parishes, the landslides that sealed mountains, and the resilience of Jamaicans who endured the unthinkable. Storms roar and fade, but people rebuild. Jamaica, though battered and scarred, will rise again.
Community is gonna go, people. Look at it. Look what's happening now, people. Top up the live, people, and share the live, people. See?
Stay informed, support relief efforts, and remember, when the Caribbean sky darkens, when the sea begins to boil, nature speaks with a voice that cannot be ignored. When a storm like Melissa arrives, you listen, you prepare, you hold on,